In Dangerous Crossing, this is my favorite route that I like to run, and it's the left to right. Now I'm pretty sure that most of you guys know how to do this, so that's why I'll talk about the map in general right now. So the map in general, Dangerous Crossing, it has a lot of hills that lead you right towards the wall. Now the thing is that if you were to follow some of these hills completely all the way through, they would make you go to speeds about 250 or sometimes 300, and then they would smack you right against the wall. I mean, it's literally right against a wall, or sometimes in a corner. So that's why I recommend that you play this map like 3 or 4 times before you attempt any of these routes at all. And this route is the easiest that I like to do, mostly because the spawn is pretty damn common, and this is one of the fastest routes that you can do on this map. And that's about it that I have to say about Dangerous Crossing. And this is what the route would look like if you wanted to use the Impact Nitron for some speed. The return route isn't anything too special, so I'll just go ahead and skip that thing when we get there. So this is the exact same route, but we done being with an explosive nitron instead of an impact nitron. Now the impact nitron, it doesn't pack as much of a punch as the explosive. That's why I recommend that you do this one with the explosive. Now right here is where you want to start swerving to your left, and then you over here you want to start swerving to your right. Now the reason you do that is because when you go for this hill, you've already started swerving to your right, and now you just continue on with that momentum, and what happens is that it ends up sending you towards the flag and with all your speed intact. And then if you were to completely ignore it, and I'll just skip the return route because it's pretty much the same thing. And now I'll show you how to do another left to right, but with a more rare spawn, because obviously you can't do any back to fronts on this. And now the thing about this route is that I recommend that you use the impact nitron instead of the explosive, and mostly because the impact nitron gives you horizontal velocity and the vertical velocity, whereas the explosive nitron gives you a lot of horizontal velocity and almost no vertical velocity. And when you're doing this route, you need a lot of vertical velocity, and so the impact is the way to go. Now personally, I recommend that you do the other route if you're more experienced, but this one if this is your first time doing a route on this map. Mostly because this one requires a lot of easy landings, and because of that you can do a lot of practice with this route. And the return route isn't anything too special, but since this is the first time I'm showing you how to do this route, I'm just gonna let it keep going. And now this is the exact same route, but the only small difference being is that you're using the impact nitron for speed this time. Now the thing is that when you're throwing this nitron, you want to throw it to your right, and that's because if you don't throw it to your right, but if you throw it to your back instead, what's going to happen is that because of the jump that's there, the impact nitron is going to end up hitting a weird ass angle, and what's going to happen is that you're going to end up swerving to your right, and you're going to end up hitting the wall instead of actually getting the flag. And so that's why I recommend that you throw it to your right side. And other than that, the route is pretty much exactly the same, except you have more energy. And now if you were to use the explosive nitron, this is what the route would look like. Honestly, it's literally the exact same thing, except the only small difference being is that you want to fire off your explosive nitrons as quickly as possible, and so that's when you can hopefully get some vertical velocity, because in this route when you're doing it, the vertical velocity is the one that gives you more benefit than horizontal velocity, and so you gotta fire your explosive nitrons quickly and hope that you can get to the first hill with some speed and some height. The return route, I'll just go ahead and make it faster. Now the final route I'll show you is going to be a right to left on this map. Now the thing about this route is that when you're coming down in for your final landing and then your grab, your health starts to finally fully regenerate over there, and because of that I won't be able to show you what it would look like because with the impact nitron, because you'll end up grabbing at around 500, and that's not really recommended because you barely have any health left. So one quick sniper shot and one fully charged sniper shot can easily take you out. And in this map I would recommend the sniper to stand right on top of the flag, because they have a pretty large head start on who's coming, and also they can place their claymore mines and pretty much ruin any capper's day. And other than that, this is a fairly simple route. The only thing that you have to watch out for is the fact that you have to do a lot of nice landings, and that's why I put it on the medium scale instead of easy. And now this is what the exact same route would look like, but done with an explosive nitron instead of an impact nitron. And although you may think that it changes the route a lot, the explosive nitron doesn't change the route at all. It's literally the same thing again, except you're starting off with less health. And so it doesn't really matter if you use the explosive or the impact, you'll still get the same thing done. The return route, I'll just go ahead and fast forward it.